What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Ortiz, and welcome back to another episode here at Fashion Port. And as you can see, we're going in a different direction, trying different things here. And I'll introduce this young man in a second. I need you guys to sit back, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to get fly. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Ortiz, and welcome back. Yes, welcome back to another episode here at Fashion Port. And like I told you guys in the intro, we are doing something different today. I want to introduce this young man here to my left. He is not just my son, he is the producer, creator, the editor, the controller of Fashion Port. Not only a Fashion Port, he has his own channel. He has a few things that he's doing, and it's my son Josias.
What's up?
What's up? We're gonna leave his Instagram there, follow his YouTube page, and do all that good stuff. So now we're back, and like I said, we are doing something a little different. Our last episode, what we did, we also brought you an interview. The Real Get Fresh, shout out to Pop Get Fresh. This is the last episode of season 2, and we head into season 3. And I promised you guys earlier this year that we are working on bringing different content to you, and this is one of them. Sit down here with my son, and we're gonna discuss, I guess, the difference in fashion and generation, actually what sparked his interest in it, and what sparked mine. I think it's a pretty cool conversation to have, especially father to son. I always catch myself saying I don't want to dress or look like some of the young guys, but the truth of the matter is the young guys are dressing like me. That's my generation, that's our style, that's what we did, that was ours, and we took it with us as we grew up. And now the youngins are doing it, which is cool. You guys can do your own thing, but let's not get that confused.
When did you started dressing up a little bit? I started to, find the love for fashion. I mean, you probably had it for a long time. Just when did you start really caring about the way you looked?
It's a good question. I mean, it was, you can go back as far as that I know, maybe kindergarten that I can remember. My parents always told me that I was always trying to be a clean kid, making sure my hands were clean. I always liked to dress. I always liked to have nice things on, or at least what I thought was nice. As I can remember, I used to wear a lot of dress clothes though, shoes and dress pants and dress shirts, button downs. I was always in shoes and slacks. You wouldn't catch me in a pair of sneakers for the life of me as a kid, probably until I got into junior high school, like middle school, right? You guys, is when I started wearing sneakers, because I was dressed up like if I was going to church every day.
Well, why did you start wearing sneakers?
I guess, as you get older, you start to, I think, find yourself and other influences. You meet other kids and just being outside and growing up and seeing things and starting to learn what you like, right? I dressed in slacks and shoes and button downs all the time because that's how my father dressed. So that's what I seen. And back then, the male figures around me, that's how they dressed. We're talking about, I was born in the 80s. I'm Puerto Rican, you know that. Obviously. So that's how the dudes dressed, The gangsters, the dude on the corner, they dressed like that. In shoes, slacks, that was just the era. And again, my father dressed like that, to be honest with you. So that was my influence. My first influence in fashion was my father. He had a whole bunch of shoes. He didn't have sneakers. He used to have shoes and suits. So I emulated him. I dressed like him. I got to junior high school, got my own style, wanted to rock sneakers. Not to say that my father didn't rock sneakers. He was a Puma person. He liked a lot of Pumas and some Reebok classics. He was actually, obviously, the first person I ever seen with designer sneakers, which were Bally's.
I don't know that.
They're Italian. Italiano. Some nice Italian sneakers. Yeah, that's why I started wearing sneakers. That's around the time Jordan and Nike was getting big too. It was just being influenced about all around me.
When you were, going to junior high and stuff like that, and you were, finding your own style, rather, what was the favorite pair of sneakers that you would like to put on when you were going, to school or to any place?
My favorite pair of sneakers. My favorite pair of sneakers, the Air Force One. I mean, you know that.
Right. I mean, yeah, but I would have thought that, you know, it changed throughout the years.
No, that's one of, when I think back, Air Maxes might have been one of my first pair of sneakers, but I can remember I had a pair Air Force Ones with this, it's a funny blue. And back then, that's what it was all about, the white Air Force Ones with the check, and then the outer sole, the bottom, the little teeth were the same color, then with the strap. I had a pair of white with that crazy blue, and it just sticks out. So Air Force One's always been something Air Force One's always been a sneaker that I love, and I always, you know, I see a nice color, I gotta get it.
So you prefer more low top sneakers than high top?
No, I mean the Air Force Ones have high tops too, so it didn't matter for me, high top, low top. When I was growing up, it was the hot Air Force Ones high top. You only wore the low top or white ones. Rarely. I mean, then your color check, it didn't matter. I mean, to be honest, you know, I don't subscribe to that nonsense that they don't wear mids, just like Jordan 1s. You know, the kids out nowadays, or sneakerheads, whatever you want to call them, they don't like wearing mid sneakers for whatever reason. I wear whatever I like. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Did you ever make your own type of sneaker?
No, I never thought about it, to be honest with you. You know, I
know you customize a pair of Air Force Ones, like that.
What I drew? No, I really, to be honest with you, I really didn't dabble in fashion, like trying to create anything until I got older, and that was because of my brother. You know what I'm saying? He sparked the idea, and I was like, oh, we could do this. But I just like to get fly. I guess if that's an easier way to explain it. You know, I grew up in an era where, you know, you saw dudes with Minks and Jordans and the New Balances and sweatsuits, Champion joints. That was all fly back then for us. You know, at least where I come from, how I grew up. I just liked fashion, I guess, and I didn't know it was that until I got older. I didn't realize that it was a passion of mine. So I just like to get dressed up and look good. Didn't know that you could create your own brand. Again, I didn't do that until I was in my 20s when I started doing that.
Okay, so you never usually did that until you were older. So did I know your style changed when you were in junior high. Did something else change when you were like in high school? Yeah,
of course you start to, you know, influence, you know, things change. I was in high school in the 90s, so, you know, you had a lot of things like the boy bands, and I went to all boys school too, so we used to rock uniforms. So you really couldn't do nothing but killing with a pair of shoes. So we used to rock Eastlands, Hush Puppies, Wallabies, things like that, because our feet couldn't wear no sneakers, only during gym, or some of us would wear our sneakers to school, take them off and put them in our locker and change into our shoes and stuff like that. Yeah, my style definitely changed. In high school, I was mad, I would say pretty. You know, there was a era, to deny if they want to, there was an era that dudes would highlight their hair. And I mean, I frost tipped my hair and all that. So that was a little thing. A lot of dudes did it back then. That was a style fashion with the little blowout, tape up, blowout curly hair. And if your hair wasn't curly, you should still try to rock a blowout and look crazy. That was like the hairstyle. I used to go shopping in Soho a lot. And this is before Soho was popular. Now, of course, Soho, I was out there before that, a long time ago. Shopping in French Connection, Amani Exchange, you know, copping the Diesel sneakers. So I was finding my own style. I knew it was different, and going to private school like that and just being surrounded by different people, So you see different styles. And again, growing up in the 90s, and where I was living at, in the Bronx, the Soundview section, again, the influences is different. So, you know, I was able to mesh a lot of styles before, you know, that was a thing. So, you know, that became something I knew I was able to do, and it just started having fun with fashion, like mixing styles.
So, you know, after high school, you and your brother were collabing a little bit, right? You started your own fashion brand, right? Charlie.
Yeah, that's when I noticed we could create our own. My brother started like drawing on some boots, and we painted on a shirt. I was going out a lot, so he painted on a shirt one time. We painted on a shirt, and I wore it. And people were asking me where I got it at, and it was just because, again, the confidence, right? That's what getting fly does to you. Helps you with confidence, and sometimes you could be able to, you make the outfit, not the outfit makes you, right? That means your confidence will make something look good when it can be the cheapest thing out there. And it's how you put it together and how you rock it. So I guess mixed with that and the fact that it looked good at the time for what was out.
I mean, yeah, it was, you know, they were pretty cool designs.
We were painting on clothes.
The angel thing.
No, we were painting on clothes, and it was unique. This is also, I probably said this a million times, said this story. This is also when we were doing a lot of floral stuff on clothes. This is way before that was like acceptable in men's wear, and we were putting them on hoodies and stuff like that. So, yeah. You know, stars, that was our thing. Okay. You know, the star. If you seen something back then with the stars, it was most likely it was something we did. Cause that was like a signature piece for the brand Charlie O, and that was pre Isle of My Ink. That was when we were painting on shirts, and then we took it to the next level probably a few years later. When my brother got a little older, because during the time he was like still in high school, the first stage of Charlie O, and then we did it. We started manufacturing it, made a shirt Isle of My Ink, which went a little crazy. So a lot of them. It was cool. So I would say we did change the fashion game.
So you guys, I know you guys went to conventions and
we did a lot of things. We did a lot of tattoo conventions. We was in the sneaker conventions before this big sneaker hype. Like we was around all that. You know, I consider myself a sneakerhead because I love sneakers. Again, I wear whatever I wear, it don't matter. Like if the sneaker costs $20 and I like it, I'm gonna buy it. Right. Facts. I own 3 pairs of sneakers that cost me $19.99 British Knights because the sneakers fire to me because it's nostalgic to me. Because that was a brand that was out when I was young and I couldn't get them at the time. So I had 1 pair.
Okay. You know, after the brand, and I know you still have a couple of clothing pieces from the created brand that you created with your brother. So
it was my brother and a few of my boys that, you know, I just ran the business part of it in the beginning. I really didn't do no design.
This topic is, it's a really long topic, so it's let's just save this topic for another video.
What topic?
Charlie, go.
Oh no, it is a very long topic. We could go down that road if you want to one day.
Yeah.
There's videos, there's vlogs, there's things I've done, other podcasts that I've explained.
Yeah. After a couple of years, have you seen a change in what you worn when you were like, you know, when you were making the Charlie O stuff with, you know, when you were doing the vinyl type thing? So
you telling people stuff that they don't know. Yep.
To now, you know what I mean? Like what has you know changed?
What do you mean what has changed?
Like has anything changed from when you were in your 20s to
what, fashion?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot has changed. It's been more acceptable to
I'm talking about with you. Not
Oh, with me? Yeah, of course. I've gotten older. There's a lot, you know, listen, I still love my sneakers. You know that.
Right.
I buy them all the time. I still love clothes. I still dress. I don't know if you want to call it urban. I don't think it's urban. It's just this is how we dressed from where I'm from. I've gotten better at it. You know, that's all I can say. I've gotten more, I don't want to say more adventurous, because I was doing, you know, I wear women's clothes, and don't get it twisted. I'm not wearing dresses and like that, you know, sweaters and t-shirts, jackets. So I don't know.
Right, and you usually can't tell that it's a women's thing on you.
No, now you can't, because they make the same thing for men. But before that didn't happen. Now find something that looks like a woman's sweater, long or long coat. That wasn't existing like that back then. But you ask me if anything changed, I don't know.
I don't think much has changed other than the fact that you started wearing, you know, a little bit more women's clothes, but that's about it.
I always wore. You just didn't know that. But no, I don't think anything's changed. Again, I think I've again evolved. I can always follow a trend. Not that I like following trends. I actually set them, but that may get something tight. But I set trends. I can't say much that's changed. I would say no. I'm still fly, and I don't, you know, I mean it like that, but I'm still into fashion. I think I'm always gonna be into fashion. So.
All right. So now you're turning 40 soon. So, and another you're gonna have a couple of different outfits. What's the why do you want to have different outfits at the party?
Why not?
If
it was up to me, I'd switch up outfits. I'll probably give you 2 outfits in one day. Like, I wouldn't mind doing that. I'll give you something during the day, and then at night I'll give you something else. I do that all the time when I'm out at work events, when I go to Vegas, when you're gonna see me in this, and then if we having dinner afterwards, I'm gonna go change. So, you know, having multiple outfits for my birthday, why not?
Okay, I see. I get it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I say, you know, it's a photo shoot all the time.
Right.
You saw me with this outfit all day, so I'm gonna go out and have the same outfit I had on all day. And listen, don't get me wrong. You could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't think that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with that. Not at all. What I'm saying is, what I like to do. You know, I like to switch up my outfits like that. So you give me the opportunity to go hit you with 4 or 5 outfits. I'll give you 4 or 5 outfits in a day. I got the clothes.
Okay.
Why not?